everyone! So today I'm really super excited to do this video. I've been thinking about doing it for a while and I decided today was the perfect day because yesterday I had to go get a root canal and they didn't even finish the root canal, so I got half a root canal, which hurts just as bad as a whole root canal. And then I have like these really intense painkillers that are really hard on my stomach. So I just woke up today and I was in a whole bunch of pain and it was really hard for me to sleep. I kept getting woken up and it just wasn't fun. And so today I decided that to make myself feel better, I would shoot this video, and that's also why I did all like my crazy 80s makeup and like wore my do-it-yourself shirt and put a bow in my hair and a clippy and that don't match anything at all because I think it's just fun to go over the top and not match sometimes. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about thrifting and how to go about thrifting and why you should go thrifting. And by thrifting, I mean shopping at secondhand stores, which is a really awesome idea. So the first part of this video is going to be the haul portion because I recently went to Goodwill the other day with one of my friends and I wasn't intending to buy anything, but then they happened to have like really super cute things that I actually really needed and I was thinking about and that I thought were really great for fall. So let's see where to start. Let's start with the belts. I have belts and shoes. So with the belts, I got 3 different waist belts and they were 99 cents each just on their like rack that had all these belts. And so the first one I got is just a brown one, and I don't know, the color, yeah, the color's pretty true right here. It's a little lighter in real life than it is on camera. And then the second one I got, and this one seems to show up pretty blue, but it's actually like a really like bright royal purple. I have no idea why it's showing up so blue, but yeah, I got a purple one with like a big like silver clasp. Oh, and then the brown one had this like cool little chain on it. It was only $1. And then the last one I got, which the color shows up weird for this one too, is this turquoise one, which looks like the darker version of my shirt, but it's actually like a beautiful like really deep like teal turquoise color. And then it has like a big gold clasp. And I decided I really wanted waist belts because I have all these like bigger kind of like flannel shirts that I wore a ton last summer. Last summer and like last fall. It actually stays pretty cool where I live most of the year. And I really haven't been wearing them much at all lately because they don't show off my figure at all because they're just kind of sitting there. But I saw, I think it was Mac Barbie's video about back to school outfits and stuff, and she had one that was like a dress with a flannel shirt over it, and maybe it wasn't Mac Barbie, maybe it was someone else, I can't remember, but she had a dress and a flannel shirt over it and then put a waist belt on it and the flannel shirt was open. I thought it was so cute, and I have a baggy dress and baggy flannel shirts, and so I got waist belts, and that was a really cool like basic thing that I could find, and they're like really nice quality belts for $1 each. So on to shoes. Shoes, my favorite. I think I have like an impulse buying problem with shoes at Goodwill because they're so cheap, and these ones were especially cheap, but I know I'm actually going to wear them because I walked around in them a lot. So the first ones, and these are pretty true to color, they're a little lighter off camera. So they're little kitten heels, and both of these are kitten heels, and I liked because it's got like the cool seam here. And it's kind of like more open in here, and I don't know, it's just, they're really cute, and they're a really like nice rich color, and I was wearing a lot of like black and gray during winter, and I've been really wanting to wear like those really rich, deep, solid fall colors. And an even better one are my second pair of shoes that I got, and these were $2.99 and the other ones were too, are these bright yellow pair, and this color is pretty much right on, yeah. So these are a kitten heel too, and just a really basic kind of pointed heel, and they're just a beautiful fall color. Like they're the exact color that the leaves start turning when they start going yellow. And so I'm really excited about all that stuff, and all that stuff all together was $9, and that's really intense. And you can't find those kind of deals at like regular department stores or stores. So, I don't have this as scripted out as I usually have my stuff, so I'm sorry if I'm kind of like rambling or whatever, but it'll still be fun. Okay, so why should you go thrifting? Well, for one, buying at secondhand stores is obviously 10 times cheaper than going anywhere else. 100 times cheaper if you shop at places like Nordstrom's or whatever. And you can find so many awesome things there. So, first reason why you should go thrifting is it's just cheaper. And sometimes you don't really need to spend like $1 billion or $100 on a pair of shoes. I understand some shoes are worth it, but I would have not have paid $100 for those shoes, and I'm sure some places would have made me. So I'm glad I found them at Goodwill. So the second reason why you should think about going thrifting is that you can find one-of-a-kind, really unique things. And I see, like, when I go on the Forever 21 website, and there's a lot of really cute things. Like, I think I saw one that it was like a long-sleeve sweater, and it said, "I sad face Mondays," and it was really cute. But I was like, I don't know, I'd kind of feel weird if I bought it mass-produced, because then it's not really unique or interesting, and everyone else is going to have it too. And there's nothing wrong with wearing stuff that everyone has, but sometimes it's kind of fun that when you find something really cool and awesome that you're the only one who has it, or that it's really unique, and that you didn't, it's kind of the whole, like, paying $45 to buy ripped jeans when you could just rip them yourself. Like, it's kind of that whole logic. Okay, and then the last and most important reason why I think all of you should definitely try going thrifting if you haven't already, or just try replacing one of your shopping trips by going to a thrift store, is the issue of sweatshops. Now, this is going to be really hard for a lot of you to hear if you don't already know this, but I mean, obviously you probably know that with all those stores in the mall, their clothing items are made in factories, and most of them are made in factories overseas. However, the thing that's really bad about these factories is that these factories, they don't have the kind of labor laws that we have. These factories are sweatshops. And I mean literally like Forever 21, Abercrombie & Fitch, Gap, Wet Seal, H&M, like any store you can think of that's like a big mass-produced store that you can find in a mall, they use sweatshops. And that means that girls our age are working like ridiculous hours, sometimes like 12 to 18 hours a day, like really seriously ridiculous hours, and they're doing, and just to make our clothes under really crappy working conditions. There's a lot of times not really any good health codes, and the reason why companies do this is because factories in America, sweatshops are illegal in America, which is funny because half the factories here are still under sweatshop conditions. But like for instance, Forever 21 had factories in America, and the workers were under sweatshop conditions, and a lot of the workers went on strike and tried to tell, like, and even like went to the president of the company and said, we're not getting paid fair wages, we're not getting paid minimum wage, sometimes we're not getting paid at all, we're not getting health benefits, like all kinds of things, like just basic things that you'd think we'd have, but they weren't getting that. And then Forever 21 originally gave them their said, okay, we'll concede, we'll give you what you want after like I think 2 or 3 years of them going on strike and campaigning for this. And then what did they do? They picked up all their Forever 21 shut down all their factories and shipped out to Malaysia, where there weren't any kinds of worker benefits or protection, and that's just not right. And I'm not saying that I don't shop at these places sometimes. I definitely do, and I don't want to make any of you feel like horribly guilty that you shopped at a place that uses sweatshops. But one good way to maybe, instead of putting your money in a place that's abusing women, would be, or just putting your money in a place that's just adding to the cycle of insustainability and sweatshops and all that, would be to put your money in a place like a not-for-profit thrift store like Goodwill or Salvation Army, or any local thrift store you have where you live. And that can just be a really good way to just, you get something unique, you feel really good, and you didn't add to this awful cycle. Now, of course, clothing and thrift stores were once made in sweatshops, but by the time you're getting them, you're actually just reusing stuff that was already there. You're not putting money back into sweatshops, if that makes sense. So, okay, that's the serious, scary stuff. Now on to the fun stuff, which is my tips for thrifting. Alright, so, Thrifting 101. I have 4 tips here that I found to be really important when I go thrifting, and I've been doing it for quite a while now. Tip number 1 is to bring a friend. And this sounds, I mean, pretty obvious. You know, no one really likes going to the mall by themselves and stuff, and the same is true for thrifting. I definitely recommend, if you have any friends that have gone to Goodwill or done the whole experience before, to bring them, because they'll be really helpful. I mean, and it'll just be more fun, and you can still do the whole, like, try on clothes in front of each other, and, like, be shocked and amazed together at the awesome deals you're getting, and have, you know, and, like, with me and one of my best friends, Margot, who is kind of my thrifting partner in crime, we always kind of, like, pick out shoes for each other to show each other, and that's kind of how we do it, and it makes it even more fun. Okay, so tip number 2 is to have an open mind. Yes, people have worn these clothes before. That does not make them dirty. That does not make them gross. You can wash them when you get home, and they've already been washed once already. Just because someone's worn it and given it away does not mean it's a bad piece of clothing. Just because it doesn't have a designer label on it does not mean it's not worth wearing. Just keep an open mind, and I know that, like, you know, you saw the really cute things that I got that are, like, things that are really, really in right now. Like, you can find fashionable stuff all the time. I personally have a weakness for American Eagle jeans, and I love their jeans. And a few months ago a month ago, when I bought new jeans, not new jeans, I just went to Goodwill for my jeans that time, and I managed to find, like, 3 different pairs of American Eagle jeans to try on, and one of them fit perfectly. So you can even find brand name stuff. So, you know, keep an open mind. You might find, like, you know, it's kind of a treasure hunt. Okay, and tip number 3 is to be patient. When you walk into a thrift store, it's not necessarily going to be set up, especially if it's someplace like Goodwill or Salvation Army, and one of the really big ones. It's not going to be set up the same as, like, actually, I guess Forever 21 would actually be a good example, because they're kind of chaotic. But it's not going to be set up like a Hollister or an Abercrombie, or, like, really neat. It's a little more chaotic. I found that they definitely separate things by clothing item, like, okay, this is men's pants, this is women's jeans, stuff like that. But, you know, it's a lot of stuff you're going to have to go through, and it's pretty dense. So just be patient, you know. Plan out a good amount of time to go on your first thrifting trip, because I mean, I'm always out there for a while, like, kind of searching and sifting through things, and, you know, keep your eyes really open, because you could miss stuff really easily. Okay, and then my last tip is super, super important, and that is don't be impulsive. Obviously, I already broke that rule, but I did a little bit better this time, because I kind of had an idea of things that I already needed. You know, go into the thrift store with the same, I guess, idea that you would go into a mall, that you don't want to leave with something that you're not going to wear. Like, and it's really, really easy to do that when you see that it's only $2. You're like, I'll find something to do with this, like, crazy orange and lime green cardigan sweater. I have one, and I still haven't worn it at all, but I can't give it away because it's so fun. And yeah, so Sorry, almost out of phone space. Anyway, I just want to say I hope that this was helpful to you guys, and I hope you all tried thrifting. I might do a haul about stuff I get on the mall. I'm really not sure, because I don't know how I feel about that. But I hope that you all do video responses of stuff that you got when you went thrifting, and I hope that this was really helpful to some of you and that you enjoyed this video. And please comment and subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.